if you ain't know. So if this is your first time stopping in to see what we got going on over here, okay, all over here, thank you so much. It does not go unnoticed or unappreciated. And if you are a returning member of the Trees Tribe Gang, thank you so much for stopping back by to see what we're getting, to see what we got going on this week. You know you are loved and I value you. You are very dear to my heart. Okay, so today, y'all, I just take inspiration as it comes. I have on this kind of tracksuit situation. I have on tights, and they say Fila at the bottom, and I got this matching Fila top on. And I just love the way that these letters are set up, the colors are set up. I think it's really, really dope. So I decided to try to recreate that on my eyes. I tend to do looks like this all the time, where I'm inspired by a bandana, a shirt, my earrings. So if you like that kind of stuff, then you will like this video. Let me tell y'all out the gate, this was a struggle, okay? This took me so long, and I almost did forget it. We're done. But I am pleased with, look at me. I am pleased with the way that it turned out, despite the many struggles that I experienced trying to do this. So that's just a lesson in perseverance. If it look ugly, just keep going, and hopefully it'll turn out all right. Keep that in your back pocket. So anywho, I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it. It helps your girl out a lot. If you like the content, if you liked the look, if you liked me. And if you are not family, if we are just acquaintances at this point, if you are not a part of the tribe, what is going on? I don't know what you're doing. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We have fun, we have chats, we get beat, we do a lot of stuff over here, and you don't want to miss out. So yeah, go ahead and hop on the bandwagon, shawty. It's down there. It's free, and you can see more of me. Leave me a comment, follow me on Instagram. It is andthatisTrice, same as my channel. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to see how to get this, I was inspired by my shirt cut crease situation. Yeah, then just keep on watching. All right, I hope y'all are ready for a ride. So I'm starting off by priming my eyelids with this Maybelline Superstay concealer. Then I'm just going to buff that in with this brush. This is going to act as the primer for our eyeshadow. Now I will say where I messed up is I should have set this concealer. All concealers are not created equal, and this one should have definitely been set with a powder, and you'll see why later. But I'm going into that shade in the MorphexJames Charles palette. I know, look, we're going to get some different palettes soon, okay? But for now, this is what I had, so we're moving on. I am putting that above my natural crease, and I am just winging it out. So if you have deep set eyes or you have hooded eyes, you want to go way above your natural crease for this, almost near your brows, but don't go in your brow, girl, because we got another color to put down. So I'm using a smaller brush to place this down and then buff it out. So you'll see me patting and then kind of blending. That way the color stays where I need it to. Then I'm going into this blue right below it, and I'm going to take that right below the color on my eyes. So the name of the game here is getting those two blue shades to come together, but just putting a little darkness into the crease or closer to the crease, so when we cut it, you can see both colors. Now I'm going into the Take Me Back to Brazil palette. I'm taking that brighter blue and I'm placing that at the very top above both of the blue shades. So this was the color that's going to go closest to the brow. So you want to take this lightest to darkest, the lightest being that very bright blue, the medium blue, and then the dark blue. So again, when you cut your crease, you'll have that nice sandwiched effect, and it looks like a nice gradient transition. And then just use that smaller brush to buff everything together. It doesn't matter because all the blues need to kind of touch to look seamless, so don't worry about switching brushes if you don't want to. Now I'm taking a Q-tip and some rose micellar water. You can take any that you have, or you can take a makeup wipe, whatever you choose. But for precision, I would recommend the Q-tip and the micellar water because it allows you to really follow the curve of your eye and make sure you can get that shing, sharp wing that you're looking for. So take your time. Of course, this is sped up, but really pay attention to that outer edge as well. And we're wanting to just get all the color off of our lid. Then I'm just taking this brush and blending in any blue that I may have lost. Then you want to go in on the other side and do the exact same thing. So because I'm using two different colors, blue and yellow, for the top half of my eye, I don't want it to turn green, which is why we had to take all of the color off of our lid. You don't want any chance that they're going to come together and create green, because that's not the look we're going for. So if you lost any color like that light blue or that medium blue, just put it back, make sure both eyes match. Now I'm going in with that concealer again on this very, very teensy tiny brush. If you'll notice, all the brushes I'm using in this tutorial are smaller, very precision based. I didn't go in with a big old fluffy brush, because to get the details, that's what you need, a super teeny tiny brush and patience, okay? I don't know if you're like me and you just tend to kind of throw it on your eyes, but for this, you can't kind of do that for this type of look. So I'm just following the natural curve of the shadow, and then I'm going on my lid and just blending out all of the concealer to create a fresh new canvas. Now again, my goofy self should have set this with powder, and I'll go in later and do that. You'll see me go in and correct it, because child, I shouldn't have tried a new concealer, and not new as in new on the market, but new to me. I should have stuck to what I'm used to, because I did not know that I should have set this with powder. But you live and you learn. That's makeup. It's all trial and error, and yeah, it'll all work out. But again, if you're going to do this and use this concealer, please set it and then put your shadow on top. Because the way that the shadows are set up in that James Charles palette, depending on what concealer or base you use, mama, it may not go right. So for me, using this yellow, I use this brush that I normally use, and I patted it. I put it down with the brush, and I thought that was cool, which it was, until it started doing that clump, lump type of situation. Girl, it was stressing me out. I did not like that at all. So I'm taking it all the way to the end to make sure that when we sharpen up the edges at the very end, everything flows together. So you want every color to the end. Then I'm taking this super, super slim, thin tip brush. It's almost like a paintbrush situation. And I am defining the concealer in my crease. So this is the cut crease type of part of the look. So the concealer kind of helps keep the line defined. Now, we already used this concealer when we cut it the first time, but after putting that shadow down, you want to define it so that it pops out where you need it to. So now I'm taking this towel and I put micellar water on it. Again, you can use a Q-tip, but for what I was doing, I just went ahead and stretched my eye a little bit, which is probably not healthy for my eye space, okay? But this just helped me get the edges clear. And I'm just doing the same thing with the concealer on this side. I'm carving it out, putting it back if we lost the shape. So you need to always see the concealer. And I didn't want it that far out. So again, I'm just taking that wipe. You can have it as far out as you want to. If you want to be bold, dramatic, you go for it. But that was as far as I was willing to go. Okay? Boundaries. So you'll see me, I removed that shadow on my lid and I replaced it, put some powder down, and then I put the yellow back on. And my gosh, wow, what a difference. What a change. So yeah, again, set that concealer, mama, because if you don't, it's going to turn out a mess. So now, to match my shirt furthermore, I thought this was a cute idea. I went into that pink and I put that on the very front where that concealer is, and then on the back end I'm doing orange. So if you look at my shirt, there is pink and orange around the Fila letters, and so I went ahead and tried to recreate that on my eyes. I didn't just want to leave that concealer there kind of blank, because it didn't add any character. And so I'm just taking these smaller brushes. I had like 2 or 3 different small brushes. Use whatever you can to get into that space without touching the yellow, and then do the same thing. So light pink at the front, orange at the back, or you can switch it up and do orange at the front, pink at the back. Just depends on you, but this is just what I did. So I'm just placing those 2 colors down and winging it all the way out to the end. so you can see every color when my eyes are open and when my eyes are closed. Then I'm not doing a full wing. I'm just going on top of my lash line with this e.l.f. liquid liner. And I want the standout to be the wing we created with the shadow. So this is just to give my lashes a base to sit on, so they're not just sitting on top of my yellow coated lashes. You can do whatever you would like, of course, girl, it's your eyes. But this is just what I am doing, again, to act as a base. Then I'm going in with some mist lashes. Those are the 3D ones. And as you can see, your girl did her whole face because this is about the eyes. I was stressed out enough doing these eyes, so nothing has really changed with my face routine. I'll have all the products listed down below. But now what I'm doing is taking a small brush and going on the bottom of my eyes with the same blues we put on top. So I started with the dark and now we're going to the light, whereas on the top we went from the light and went to the dark. So I went into that deep blue, that medium blue, and now I'm going into the lightest blue from the Take Me Back to Brazil palette to tie in the look all together so it looks symmetrical. And then we're going to go in with some black eyeliner. This is the liner I use for my moles, and then I'm just not taking it all the way to the inner corner, but just using it to go to the middle of my eye. And then I'm going to take my Loreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara, blend my lashes with the false lashes. I always do this step after I put on my lashes because my lashes don't like to cooperate. They are the little babies that don't listen, okay? And then I'm going on my lower lash line and just defining those lashes to kind of bring them out, let them pop out a little bit. Then I'm just putting a little yellow on that inner part of my eye where there was kind of nothing, just to kind of tie it all together. Now I'm just dusting away any excess powder. And y'all ignore my headscarf. Listen, I just tried to keep it on my edges because they weren't done, but I didn't want to completely take it off. So that's why my scarf looks like this. It comes off eventually, so just bear with your girl. Now I'm going into the Makeup Revolution and Tammi collab contour palette situation, and I'm taking that highlighter. Love it. Looks like skin. Looks like, oh my gosh, girl, you are glowing from within. And I'm putting that in all the areas I normally highlight: cheeks, nose, Cupid's bow. Then I'm spraying my face with the Rimmel London Stay Matte setting spray, and we're going to fan to dry it off and use the sponge to pat everything in so it blends seamlessly. Now I'm just lining my lips with this lip liner by Ebin in Cork. Y'all see it's almost gone. It's the one I use most frequently. Then we're going to go on top of that with this Maybelline Stay Matte liquid lipstick. And I don't know the color, but it's a nude. And then I'm going to blend my lips together to make everything melt. Perfect nude lip. And then I'm going back on top of that with a darker brown just to kind of define my Cupid's bow and the rest of my lip that may have got washed out by the nude. Going on top of that with, this is a NYX lip gloss. It's a Intense Butter Gloss. And I do not know the name at this point, but it's a nude. It'll be down below, sis. Then I am defining that orange a little bit better by using that orange in the Tammi and Makeup Revolution palette because it wasn't popping enough for me. And so I'm just doing that on the edges, and that is going to be it.